We do.
We're live.
Awesome.
Hi, everyone. We're here. Happy Friday.
Good afternoon.
What?
I said good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. Happy Friday the 13th.
Yeah, super unlucky day.
It's an unlucky, beautiful day. For those of you who are having me and David for the first time, I'm Pearl, and I'm from Orlando, Florida, so I'm American.
And I'm David. I'm from London, England, so of course I'm British.
So you're going to have two accents today, which is great. Me and David both work in one of the schools in Milan. So we have been under quarantine for a little bit longer than the rest of the country. This is great. Please say hi in the chat so we can know who we're talking to.
Yeah,
we love talking to the students. So please write hi. If this is your first webinar, there is a delay with the chat, so we won't see your comments immediately. But when we do, we try our best to answer and acknowledge them as quickly as possible. Great. Shall we begin?
Wonderful. Yes, of course. He said, she said.
He said, she said. Jesus, hard word. All right. He said, she said.
Awesome. Hi, Lavinia. Welcome to the webinar. Good to hear from you.
Thank you for saying hi. You're from Milan? Great. So you're just like us. He said, she said in this focus activity, gossip, idiomatic phrases, and reported speech. So today we're going to talk about gossip. I love gossip. Hi, Alice. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining us today. Good. Do you like gossip, David?
Cool. And I like hearing where people are from. So Lavinia telling us she's from Milan, Alice from Turin. It's really nice. But yes, I do love gossip. It's a terrible habit, but I do love gossip. Hi, Clara.
From Parma. Ooh, we're having so many people from all over the country. This is wonderful.
This is good fun. Cool.
Team Italy. Yes. All right. So today we're going to go over reported speech. So when do we use reported speech? When do we use reported speech?
Good question. Rosa from Naples, and hi, Julia. Awesome.
Welcome. Thank you all for joining us. Right now we are going over reported speech. When do we use reported speech, or what is reported speech? In the chat, tell us your answers. You know, David, we use reported speech without thinking about it. We just do it.
Yeah, it happens so naturally. You just don't realize when you do things.
You know, I had to learn reported speech in Italian, and it was so hard.
Was it difficult?
It was difficult. It's difficult in English too, because you have to remember a lot.
Definitely. I caught myself out yesterday when I was telling a story, and I wanted to use one tense naturally, but grammatically I was thinking, but the rule should be this. So why am I terrible English teacher getting caught in the grammar rules?
Right. So Julia says we want to report what other people said. When you report something that someone else has said, and we want to report what someone else has said. Exactly. So we use reported speech to say what someone else has said. It is not to be confused with quoted speech, which is when we say verbatim what the person says word for word. Okay?
Perfect. So we can change the phrase a little bit just to get the same meaning out.
Good. So next question, good job, ladies. How do we make reported speech? How do we make reported speech? It's one very important rule, how to change direct speech into reported speech.
it sounds rule, but it can get confusing.
Sounds really simple, but to remember, yes. Hi, Alessandro. Thanks for joining us. How do we make reported speech? We changed the
Julia,
tense.
yes.
Yes, we changed the tense, but how do we change the tense? Be a little bit more specific. We changed the tense, but how? It's difficult.
It's funny becoming an English teacher and actually learning the rules of these things.
Yeah, because they don't teach us these rules in school. We just grow up learning it.
Yeah. Perfect, Rosa. Yes, we add verbs like someone said or told. Perfect.
Someone screamed, someone yelled.
Yeah, all those speech verbs.
Mm-hmm. Good. So almost there. We changed the tense, but how do we change it? Do we?
Those tenses, let's get more specific.
Mm-hmm. Good. So see if anyone can get it. Good, Julia. Changing the tense to the past. For example, present to past simple, present perfect to past perfect. Exactly. So according to the tenses, we turn them into we shift back a tense. So we shift back a tense. So simple present or present simple becomes past simple. Present continuous becomes past continuous, right? Past simple
becomes past perfect.
Yes. Past perfect and after everything. Present perfect goes to past perfect. And past perfect?
Oh, I had been to America. He said he stays.
Yeah. So past perfect stays past perfect. Right? Easy. We just shift back one. So what about future simple?
Oh, good question. I need to think about that.
What is future simple? Will, would. Perfect. So we call that present conditional. So she calls that to present conditional. How do you remember the future simple? Goes to present conditional. Yeah.
Perfect. Julia is on it today. Really good job.
Is on it. Good. Goes to present conditional. That's what we call it. Would. Fantastic. Good. So would is a modal. Will is a modal. There are some modals that do not change in reported speech. So what are the modals that do not change in reported speech? You have to think about it. What are the modals that do not change in reported speech? Would does not change. Yep.
Perfect.
Might doesn't change, right? I mean, most of them don't change. There are a few that actually change. Could doesn't change exactly. So would, might, could. Modals for
should. Perfect.
Should, yep. Modals for obligation. We're learning so much.
I'm learning as well.
There's a lot. I should really say, I should have asked which modals do change because most of them don't. That should have been there.
Yeah. Perfect. So our
could, should, must. I should write this. Must doesn't change. Must or mustn't. Good, had better. Should, ought to, used to. They do not change. They stay the same.
Cool.
One more question. When in reported speech, when we use if or whether, is that for a closed question or an open question? Do we use if and
A very good question there. Have to changes. Yes, have to. Have as a verb has a past tense, so it goes into had to in the past. I had to. He said he had to go.
when we're using can changes to could, Julia. So in the past, can changes to could.
Yes, will, would, shall, should.
May changes to might. Yes, Rosa. May changes to might. So may, can, have to, those are all modals that do change in reported speech. Good, Clara. If is for closed question. She asked me if I wanted to go to the supermarket. She asked me if I thought it was going to rain. So we use if or whether for closed questions. So we use if and whether for closed question. She asked me what my favorite color was. We still use the open question. So it's an important one. So we use if or whether for closed questions.
Perfect.
You agree with Clap. Good. But remember, it's just for closed.
If and whether are for closed questions. Otherwise, we still use the question word.
If it's an open question, we still use the question word. My mom asked me what my favorite color is. Good. Let's continue. Any questions, ask us in the chat. Reported speech is a little difficult sometimes.
But that was a very good summary, Pearl. Thank you.
I love teaching. All right. Juicy gossip. Juicy gossip. Why do we gossip? What is gossip? In what situations do we gossip? Have you heard or read any juicy gossip recently? What is hearsay? Is it often reliable information? Ooh.
Perfect. Juicy so how would we define gossip? What is gossip?
Yes. What is juicy gossip? It's okay, Alessandra. We're all learning. Reported speech is hard. Good. So what is gossip and what is juicy gossip? What is juicy gossip? I love juicy gossip.
Me too. I love gossip, especially juicy gossip.
Yeah. It is juicy gossip. I don't know. I feel like everyone likes the gossip.
Yeah. And if people say they don't, I think they're telling a lie.
Maybe they don't like the gossip. Does juicy have a negative connotation? I don't think it does. Clara asked, does juicy have a negative connotation? I don't think it does.
No.
I don't think it does. Juicy or gossip. Julia says gossip is news about other people. Often they are celebrities. Yep, gossip is often about celebrities. It could also be, it's just talk about friends or family. It could be about celebrities. Juicy is usually positive. It just means really, really substantial, really good information, something that you're excited to hear about. Right? Would you say that?
Yeah, something really interesting. Yeah, so juicy it could be negative. Like you find out someone is getting fired from work. That's really good gossip. It's juicy gossip. It's really interesting.
Really, it's like shocking or something that can cause a lot of interest. Like, wow, that's really like interesting. So juicy could mean that as well.
Yeah, so the negative kind of goes onto the gossip. That's what's positive or negative rather than juicy being positive or negative.
Very Lavinius is very private information about someone that we've heard in the grapevine or on the grapevine. Juicy gossip may mean very private information, like a secret. Yeah, it could be like a secret. Usually secrets are gossip, right? Good.
Definitely.
Definitely. And number 2, in what situations do we gossip? In what situations do we gossip? Why do we gossip?
People gossip all the time, even when they don't realize, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think gossip is just sharing information.
So do you think it's good or bad to gossip, Pearl?
I think my motto in life is everything in moderation.
Brilliant.
I think gossip in moderation is okay. Not good or bad, but it is okay.
Okay, good. I like that.
Do you agree?
So what's... Yeah, I do, definitely.
Do you?
Yeah, I gossip. Not too much, but too little.
I mean, I think the situations in which we gossip is important sometimes. And Julia gossip to talk about other people, talk about
yes,
other
especially
people.
at the hairdresser. Yeah.
Yes, especially the hairdresser salon.
Especially
Yes, my hairstylist back in America knows all my gossip.
Really?
She gets it out of me when she's washing my hair, and I'm like, yes, I'm so relaxed. I just say whatever.
She massages the information out.
She gets all the secrets out of my hair. Secrets. I think the more
Julia,
you're bored,
very
the more you
common.
gossip. Yes, I agree, Julia. The more you're bored, the more you gossip. Gossip is very typical in small cities indeed. When you're at a bar with your friends or on the phone, absolutely. We always gossip with our friends or our neighbors.
Yeah. Or colleagues.
Colleagues. Yeah.
Definitely.
Usually I think people gossip when there's nothing to talk about, like on an elevator sometimes. Oh, did you hear? About celebrities?
Definitely.
I think gossip brings people together. It helps people bond and make connections. The social adaptation, I think. Good. Have you heard? Oh, sorry. Continue.
I think it comes down to finding common ground. If people always have opinions about other people, if you're talking about friends, family, colleagues, or celebrities, sharing that gossip means you have a mutual love or a mutual hate, very strong word, for another person. And so, yeah, it definitely builds those bonds between each other.
Absolutely. Have you all heard or read any juicy gossip recently? Could be about celebrities. Have you heard or read any juicy?
Oh, I'm trying
Tom
to think
Hanks has the coronavirus. That's his.
Really?
That was juicy, right? Your face, your mouth dropped. That was juicy gossip. Tom Hanks and his wife
yeah, I was like,
the coronavirus.
Wow, that's scary because he's like in the demographic that is kind of at risk.
Him and his wife, they have the coronavirus. That is juicy gossip. I was like, wow. But he's not very concerned, according to the article I read.
Okay, cool.
When there is sensational news, people can do gossip online, through Facebook or IG. There's so many ways to gossip.
Perfect, but attention there, Alessandra. Gossip is also a verb. So people can gossip online.
To gossip.
Yeah.
Do you all know any Italian news gossip? I don't watch the Italian news. I don't know.
I only remember one Italian celebrity, so Chiara Ferragni. Is there anything interesting happening in her life at the moment?
Yeah, she's the only Italian celebrity I know.
Yeah.
Maybe we should watch her.
Or who was the one that was the X Factor judge? Oh, that married Chiara. Right? Didn't he propose on stage or something? I think like a year ago.
I've heard some gossip about the royal family. Yes. Come on, David, you're British.
So this is juicy gossip from me.
Between Henry and Meghan. Yes, I've read that gossip too. Good one, Julia.
Ah, cool.
Clearly, David does not
know that.
keep up with British tabloids.
I do not, definitely not. So Will and Kate and Harry and Meghan don't get along. So the two couples are quite divided.
I think so. Maybe. Well, now they're going to be physically divided because what's his name? Harry and Meghan moved across the world.
Yeah.
The pond.
Cool. Interesting fact there, though. Julia has called him Henry. That is his official name. Harry is just a nickname. Did you know
I don't know
that?
why I didn't notice that she said Henry instead of Harry.
Yeah.
No.
But his actual name is Henry. Harry is just a nickname that everyone calls him.
Oh, all right. Cool.
I don't know why.
Right.
But very good gossip. Nice, juicy gossip. I'm happy.
Good. What is hearsay? What is hearsay, and is it often reliable information? What is hearsay? I feel like we use hearsay a lot in legal terms. What is hearsay?
In England, we would use hearsay to talk about the news, maybe.
I feel like officially we use to talk about law, like in court. What is hearsay?
I think it's got a more common, or a new name that is more commonly used now by a particular president.
Ugh.
Juicy, Julia. So, how can we explain juicy?
I said it earlier. So when juicy in relation to gossip, it means that the information is very interesting and very exciting, and it causes a lot of interest in it. Juicy in a regular, separate from gossip, means like an orange juice is very juicy. It means it has a lot of juice.
Yeah.
So it depends.
So kind of like gossip, if it's very juicy, if you squeeze the gossip, lots of information comes out, maybe.
Yeah, could be like that.
Kind
Very
of
substantial.
Yeah.
Good. Hearsay is it has a legal meaning. Yes, it does. In English, it has a legal meaning. But hearsay, I was going to tell you, hearsay is usually information that you can't support or can't be supported in court. So in the simpler terms, it's we're learning something new in Italian.
Oh, su cosa.
Good. So hearsay is usually information said by someone else that really can't be supported or can't be proven in a legal term. But in simpler words, hearsay is gossip, essentially. It's gossip. And usually
so if it's asking here, is it often reliable information? Does that mean it's often not reliable?
It's often not reliable, yes. If it's something is hearsay, I mean, usually it's not true or it can't be substantiated in court. So it's not reliable. So technically it's gossip because you can't use gossip as a source of information. So
is that what Trump means when he says fake news?
Trump doesn't know what he says when he's so who knows?
So plainly put.
Good, Rosa. Hearsay is not often reliable information because it has passed among several people. That's information. Yes, that sounds like a very official definition, but essentially, yes, it's not reliable information. So it is gossip, more or less.
I think maybe it comes from the two verbs separately put together. So to hear something and say something, like Rosa says, it's being passed from one person to another. Yeah, I heard, she said, and then it will become reported speech. It changes a little.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Good. Let's continue. No? There you go.
So here we have some, I'll read this one. We have some idiomatic phrases here. So to hear something on the grapevine, to badmouth someone, the talk of the town, a little bird told me, there's no smoke without fire. So we need to match these ones to the definitions. There's loads of idiomatic phrases in English, so it's always fun. To criticize somebody behind their back, to hear rumors from friends, used when the speaker doesn't want to reveal the source of his or her information, the subject or person everyone is talking about, and when there is a justifiable reason for criticizing someone.
Good. So I don't know on the grapevine, but in America we say to hear something through the grapevine.
I would say on.
We say through because I feel like the grapevine is very curly. It's like a telephone wire, so you hear something through the grapevine.
On the phone?
Because the vines are like curly, like the wires of an old phone, you know? So we hear something through the grapevine. In America, we say through the grapevine. I don't really say I heard something in the grapevine.
Prepositions are always difficult, especially in idiomatic phrases and not so literal senses. Like Good. On the table, wicked, it's on. On the phone, nothing's on a phone, so yeah, difficult to explain.
Good. So to hear something on the grapevine, what does that mean? To hear something on the grapevine. You can write it in the chat. To hear something on the grapevine. Marvin Gaye. Sorry. To hear something, to hear a rumor from friends. And Clara says to badmouth someone is to criticize somebody behind their back. Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. Loris, yes. Marvin Gaye. Is that a song? To hear rumors from friends. Yep. To hear on the grapevine is to hear rumors from friend. Yep. Good. And then Clara said to badmouth someone is to criticize somebody behind their back. We have another slang English expression. It has a bad word in it, if anyone knows. To talk. Maybe David. David, you know. Good. To
yeah,
badmouth
I do.
Yeah, it's the nice way. We have another slang expression for to badmouth someone. It has a bad word, a curse word in it.
Beginning with S.
Beginning with S, yes. Clara says the talk of the town is the subject person everyone is talking about. Yep.
Perfect.
Good. To hear rumors from friend is from the grapevine. A little bird told me when a speaker doesn't want to reveal the source. Yep. Good. And last but not least, there's no smoke without fire.
I have a question for you, Pearl.
Yes.
This bottom one, there's no smoke without fire. Is that only used with gossip in America?
See, I don't use there's no smoke with fire. I use a very similar idiom, and it's when there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay. But is it only used with gossip?
No.
No, exactly. That's what I was thinking. For me, it's just any negative situation.
Yeah.
And trying to place blame, perhaps.
It doesn't have to be gossip. When when there's something that happened, there's a reason. Yeah. But I feel like when there's no smoke without fire, when there's smoke, there's fire, it could be two different idioms. When there's smoke, there's fire.
Okay, fair enough.
Can you tell me the pronunciation of grapevine? Grapevine.
V. Yeah, it's got a V in there. Grapevine.
Grapevine. Grapevine. A little bird when the user doesn't want to. Yep. Good. To hear rumors from friends. When somebody told me. Good. All right. So me and David have a question for you all. In English, especially nowadays, there is an expression we use when we want to tell someone gossip.
Yeah, because gossip is quite a dated word. I never use the word gossip.
Like we don't say I have gossip, or I want to tell you gossip. There's a slang expression. If you pay attention to social media in America or England, you'll probably have seen this expression. But if you know it, it is related to a beverage that British people like to drink. But it's an expression.
We're famous for it.
It's a very young expression. It's fairly recent. Older generations don't really use this expression, but it's very popular among the younger generation.
Yeah, I'd say it's been around for 6 to 10 years, maybe.
I can't remember when I used it. Well, definitely 10 years. It was definitely not in use 10 years ago for me. Maybe like 5 years. To hear rumor from friends, that is what it is. Remember, it's
rumors and gossip are kind of similar, but a hot beverage.
A hot beverage. It's in relation to a hot beverage. I don't know if it's really popular with Italians, but we could tell you.
Yeah. Clara doesn't know.
It's okay. So when you want to tell someone gossip, it is called to spill the tea. To spill the tea.
Perfect. Julia got there.
Yeah. That's the tea. That's the tea. Like that's the gossip.
It's what's the tea.
So
perfect. And so to tell the gossip.
Well, I have tea means I have. So if I come up to David like, David, I have tea, he understands it means I have gossip. And then David would say to me, spill the tea, which means tell me the gossip.
Yeah. And instead of saying juicy gossip, we don't say juicy tea. If tea is really good, tea is really hot. So it's hot tea. So Pearl would come up to me and say, I've got hot tea.
Yes, Alessandra, to spill the beans is for secrets. Yes.
Yes.
So when you spill the beans, you don't intend to spill the beans usually. Usually it's by accident when you spill the beans. But when you spill the tea, you are doing it on purpose. You want to tell the gossip.
Tea is gossip.
Tea is gossip. To spill the beans is for secrets, and spilling the beans is usually accidental. You don't intend to tell the secret, but it is by accident. We use it for both. We use it, Clara, both in the US and the UK.
Yeah, yes. I think it was originally used in the UK, but with current media being so interchanged between the UK and the US, it's one media system now, so
it's
it travels very quickly.
Meme. It's the Kermit the Frog drinking tea. That is the meme they use. Like, it's none of my business, but
yeah. Or when you find out some really good gossip and you can't wait to tell your friends, there's a picture of a teapot with 6 spouts going into 6 together.
Yes. If you watch a lot of American TV or listen to American music or UK TV or music and you see someone young say, spill the tea or I have tea, it means gossip. Yeah. It means to gossip.
Perfect. So we can use these phrases here or talking anything about gossip. Talking anything about tea.
A little bird told me is an older expression. I feel like older generations use it to hear something on the grapevine. I don't use it every day. For me, it's like I heard something.
Yeah, you'd say just, oh, I heard blah, 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 blah.
I heard, exactly. To badmouth someone is the polite way. Yes, I will write it for you. To badmouth someone is the polite way to say that. But a slang way is to talk. I'm going to put, it's a bad word, and I'm going to let you guys figure out what that means. It also means to criticize someone behind their back. So this is very common. Yeah, it's a very common expression to talk this bad word. You will hear it a lot in music or celebrities using it. It's very, very popular. Great. Let's continue. All right. The big interview. Task 1. You are a journalist working on the latest scoop. You have heard some juicy gossip about a particular celebrity and are keen to probe him, her for some answers. Choose one of the scenarios opposite and work in pairs to write down five different questions to ask the celebrity. Scenario 1, a disgraced politician has been accused of laundering money. Scenario 2, a professional footballer has apparently been considering a move to a rival team. Scenario 3, a famous pop star has reportedly been charged with dangerous driving. In scenario 4, a celebrity couple have allegedly split up. All juicy gossip.
Hot tea.
It's all hot tea. Yes, very hot tea, juicy gossip. All right. So, which one do you want to talk about, David?
I think number 1 we hear about too often, and
what does
but Julia.
Sorry, Julie asked, "What does laundering mean? What does laundering mean? What does laundering mean?" So it is an illegal thing. Usually use it. What does laundering mean? Laundering means when you try to. This is what I'm not a police officer, but I'm pretty sure it means when you have counterfeit money and you try to get it into circulation. So you have a business and when people pay you cash, you give them fake counterfeit money in return. So you're trying to get that money into circulation. That's laundering.
Also, if you earn money illegally and you try and declare it in certain ways to make it look clean and make it look legal, that is also money laundering.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's bad. To wash them. Yeah, it means to wash
Loris,
them.
yeah, exactly. To launder is to clean, and so to wash the money. Yeah, to make it legal, make it okay. Make it okay.
We say in Italy. Oh, in Italy you say to wash the money. Oh, okay. Now we know, David. Hopefully no politicians in Italy launder money. I don't know. I honestly don't know what's going on politically. All right. A professional footballer has apparently considered. So which one should we talk about, David? I will let you decide.
I think either 3 or 4 personally, because I like pop culture, but you choose.
We can do a celebrity couple has split up. That's easy.
Perfect. Yeah.
Good. So let's imagine Chiara Ferragni has broken up with her partner. What type of question could you ask her? What type of questions could you ask Chiara Ferragni if she broke up with her partner?
It's a very good question.
I don't know what I would ask. Like, first question, like, who is your partner?
He was the judge on X Factor. I think he's like a singer or a rapper or something.
I don't know.
What questions could you ask? Is that your first one?
I think that'd be pretty standard.
Yeah.
If Chiara Ferragni broke up with her partner, what type of questions would you ask her?
I have a 1-word question as my first question.
Why?
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 Tell me why.
Or 2 words. What happened? Yeah.
I just said, tell me why, and now I've got Backstreet Boys stuck in my head.
Tell me why is not a question. It's an imperative.
It is.
Together. There's so many English words now. Good.
So many English words.
There's so many English words. Because we're teachers.
What do you mean? Oh, yeah.
No, maybe that wasn't a good topic because we're not getting chats.
No. We could go for the disgraced politician. That's always an interesting one. Complete flip side of a coin.
Okay, number 1.
And his money laundering.
A disgraced politician that has been accused of laundering money. Is to steal money illegally okay? Yeah, laundering money is to steal money illegally. We can say that. Yep, Julia. Cool. We're funny. Thanks.
I guess we're quite funny people.
Thanks, guys.
So what would we ask a politician about his money laundering?
Has the boy cheated on her
girlfriend? Good question,
Clara.
Yes,
Clara. We can ask Chiara Ferragni. Did your partner cheat on you? Yes, Chiara Ferragni. Did your partner cheat on you? That'd be a good question.
Definitely, very good question.
That's usually the first guess or the reason why the first thing people think of when a couple break up.
Strange that, isn't it?
We do tend to think the worst, don't we? Human nature. Human nature. Okay. Well, what do you guys think of questions? We're going to continue because we're going to run out of time.
Yeah, and we need to get onto this reported speech part.
Yes.
So we use reported speech to report what someone has said at an earlier time, as everyone said at the beginning. So really good job. Convert these direct speech statements into reported speech. So remember, we need to take that one step backward in a tense. I don't like this club. I wrote a book. Where is Lewis? I can't wait for my next Myes event. Who knows when that is? Yeah. And I was playing football.
Rosa said, who has decided to break up? Who decided to break up? Rosa, who decided to break up? Who decided to break up? Yes, that's a good question.
Very good question.
Good. So for each number, write in the chat what it is in reported speech, because right now it is quoted direct speech. So change it to reported speech. He said, I don't like this club in reported speech. Remember to change the pronouns. He said, it depends who's talking. This is a fun focus. No, I think it is.
It's a really good focus. I do like this one.
Thank you so much. Laura says, he said that he didn't like that club. He declared that he didn't like the club. Lewis said that he didn't like this club. He said that I didn't like this club. He told me, oh, okay. Julia's ahead of the game. Julia writes, why did you split up? Good question. Okay. Number 1. How to answer.
Pretty good.
He said that he didn't like that club.
Perfect. Why do we change this to that in reported speech, though? Because that's not a change of tense, is it?
Mm-mm. I mean, honestly, if you said to me, he told me he didn't like this club, I'd be like, okay.
Oh, no, for me, that sounds really weird.
I don't understand.
It depends on the situation, actually.
Mm-hmm. If we're talking about a club in the moment, I'd be like, he told me he didn't like this club. If we're talking about a club in the past, I'd be like, he told me he didn't like that club.
Exactly.
Good. If in the past, Loris. Good. Number 2, you guys wrote, she said she has not written a book. She has not. Why has not? That has.
Positive. We need a positive sentence.
Yeah, it's positive, Clara. Julia said, he told me that he had written a book. Had written. There you go. Had written. She told me he had written a book. She said she had written a book. Good job, guys. Good. Number 3, Julia already answered. She said he asked where Lewis was. Okay, anyone else? Other guesses? He declared he didn't. Okay. Okay, so the answers. So number 3, where is Lewis? The 3 is was. Was, yes.
Perfect.
Good. He asked me, or he asked
Perfect.
where Lewis was.
Perfect.
Good,
So
number
it's
4.
important to remember here, this is not a question anymore. It's an affirmative statement. So we don't need our question structure.
Good. Number 4, Louise says she said she couldn't wait for the next Myes event. Rosa, he said he didn't like that club. She said that she had written a book. She told me. So Rosa, not she told me where Lewis was. She asked, or she inquired where Lewis was. He said that he couldn't wait for the next Myes event. Good.
Oh, Julia, I like that. The following Myes event.
Yes, the following Myes event. I can't wait either. I can't wait for the next Myes event either. I already made the schedule, David, for the next Myes event at our school.
Yeah?
Yeah, we're doing swear words.
Ah, yeah. I love doing the swear words event. Always good fun.
We're doing swear words.
And there's always a good
number 5.
turnout as well.
It would have been a good turnout. Ooh, modal perfects. It would have been a good turnout. I was playing football. She said she had been playing football. Yep. Number 5. He said that he had been playing football. That's what Lavinia says. Yep. Julia, he said that he had written a book. Absolutely. Good job. And I'm trying to read everyone's.
Perfect. So number 5 is a really good opportunity to use past perfect continuous.
Yes. Past perfect continuous.
Such a high level tense. We don't often have to use it in English. It's very specific situations. But yeah, reported speech, we're always going to be going that one step back in a tense. And so if we've got continuous, if we've got past continuous, it needs to become past perfect continuous. All the way back.
Past perfect. You know, in American English, we don't use past perfect too often.
No, what would you use?
Past simple or past continuous. Like you
So
say, she told me he was playing football. Even like, I don't know why. In American English, just we like to keep it simple. We just don't use it.
We like to think we're perfect in the UK.
Yeah, perfect. Good. I also want to point out in reported speech, it is not always necessary to use that. So for number 1, he said that he didn't like that club. We can also say he said he didn't like that club. So that is not necessary in reported speech all the time. You can use it if you want. If you don't use it, it is okay.
Perfect.
And sometimes
number 4 is a good example.
Sorry, what you said, David?
I was saying number 4 is a good example of when there isn't that. So she said that she couldn't wait, or she said she couldn't wait. It's exactly the same.
Good. Sometimes in reported speech, we do use present simple, and we use it for things that are true, that are happening now, or things that are general true. Like, for example, she said her favorite color is green. We wouldn't say her favorite color was green because it's still true now. So sometimes in reported speech, we do use present simple. I do want to point this out. If it's for things that are generally true or things that are happening now. So she told me she's playing soccer now. Like, yes, it's happening now. So we do use present tense. It does happen, but only for things that are generally true. Did you know that? I had to teach myself that. All right, guys, we are at the 50 mark for the hour. For those of you who don't know, since we're doing webinars, the lessons are 50 minutes only. But thank you for joining us during this focus activity. We hope you liked it and learned a lot about reported speech and spilling the tea.
Yeah, and really good job, guys, with the interaction. It makes a big difference when you guys are interactive in the chat. So thank you very much.
We love talking to you guys. Maybe you will see David and I again soon for another lesson for 10 to 13. I think we have a few next week, David, as well.
Yeah, I think we have like 5.
Some of you there again. If not, we hope you guys have a good weekend, good quarantine, and that you all stay safe and healthy. Right?
Yeah, stay safe, stay healthy, and eat well.
Yes. All right, guys. Have a nice day. Good weekend. Bye. Oh, you like? Oh, you thank you for liking our accents. Great. Bye.
Bye.